It is game number 4 in this best-of-5 International League playoff series. The Columbus Clippers entertaining the Gwinnett Stripers. Hi, everybody. Scott Leo and Ryan Mitchell with you from Huntington Park. We are just about ready for tonight's first pitch. The Clippers lead this series 2-1. And with a win tonight, Tony Mansolino's squad would punch their ticket to the championship series. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Stripers, managed by Damon Berryhill, AAA affiliate of the Atlanta Braves. Drew Waters leads off in right. Batting second and left is Ryan Lamar. Jack Lopez, the 3-hitter and shortstop. Cleaning up at third, Pedro Florimon. Sean Kazmar Jr., the 5-hitter at first. Andres Blanco is the DH. He's the 6-hitter. In the 7 spot, it's the center fielder, Christian Pache, and then John Ryan Murphy is in there again doing the catching, batting 8th. Hitting 9th at second, Luis Marte. Defensively for Columbus, Deoner Navarro will get behind the plate and do the catching tonight. He had a big home run early in this series. Bobby Bradley at first, had a homer yesterday. Ernie Clement at second, Andrew Velasquez at short, Mark Mathias at third. The outfield left to right, Kai Tom, Bradley Zimmer, and Daniel Johnson. And on the hill for Columbus, making his Clippers debut, it's Kyle Dowdy. The 26-year-old will be the first Clippers starter to debut in the playoffs since Mike Clevenger in Game 5 of the 2015 Governor's Cup playoffs, pitching the Clippers to a Game 5 win in the semifinals and then again in the championship that year. Dowdy hoping that his first Columbus start is a series clincher as well. Dowdy ready to go against Drew Waters, and here's the first pitch of the night. It is taken for a ball. We are underway right on schedule at 7:05 on a picture-perfect Saturday night here in the Arena District. Dowdy deals the 1-0 and a swing and a miss on the off-speed. That'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dowdy pitched in the bigs with the Texas Rangers this year, 13 appearances, 1 as a starter. 2-1, a 7.25 ERA against Major League competition, was sent back to Cleveland. He was a Rule 5 pick. This pitch just misses off that outside edge. It is 2-1. Since coming back to the Cleveland organization, he was in Double-A and was very good there. 7 appearances, 3 starts, a 2.48 earned run average. 2-1 pitch, down and in. That'll skip past the catcher and right to the screen. Make it 3 balls and 1 strike. Drew Waters, the leadoff man for Gwinnett, hitting .271, 2 homers, 11 runs batted in during the season for Waters. Switch hitter, outfielder. Swings and hits a ground ball on 3-1. To the second baseman, Ernie Clement picks it up, makes the throw, and there's 1 down. So Dowdy does get the leadoff man put away, and he'll face Ryan Lamar. 75 degrees is the game time temperature. Clear skies overhead. Sister Moon already out. She's watching the game from above head. Here's the first pitch to Lamar. In for a strike as Lamar tries to check his swing. It doesn't matter. Found the bottom of the zone. Last night, Gwinnett 10-6 victors to avoid elimination and force tonight's Game 4. The 0-1, low and inside. Kyle Wright beat Xiao Ching Chang in the game last night. It was a 10-0 Gwinnett lead in the middle of the third. Columbus rallied back but could only get within 4. Here's the 1-1. Just missing again. Boy, Dowdy's been close with almost all of the pitches called a ball. He's missed the zone a handful of times, and with only one exception, a pitch in the dirt, everything else has been borderline. Remember last night, Xiao Ching Chang threw 10 consecutive strikes to begin the game. Misses here, low and outside. That one missed by quite a bit. 3-1. So it's the second straight batter in which Dowdy has gone 3-1 against. Navarro sets the sign. Here's the pause. Deep breath from the right-hander. And the 3-1 pitch, lifted in the air to left. Kai Tom going back, looking into the setting sun. He'll raise the glove and make the catch as he arrives onto the warning track. Out number 2. Not an easy play for Kai Tom, because this time of night the sun is sitting right above the roof on the first base side here at the corner of Neal and Nationwide. So any ball hit to the outfield, especially a ball that's not hit a mile into the air, those are actually easier to play this time of night. Those high line drives or looping liners can be more difficult. Dowdy's first pitch to Jack Lopez is strike 1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Game time conditions are brought to you by MLB Network. Start your baseball day every weekday morning with MLB Central. Weekday mornings at 10 a.m. Interviews, highlights, breaking news from around the big leagues. Weekdays at 10 a.m. MLB Central. 0-2 pitch. Misses down and away. Only a couple of weeks to go in the Major League regular season, so the playoff picture is taking shape. Cleveland Indians trying to run down the Twins again and win the Central, if not, at least grab a wild card spot. Foul ball back on the 95-mile-per-hour fastball. You almost figure the Indians have to sweep this series against the Twins, and last night they rallied late to tie the game, force extra innings, and in 11 grabbed a 6-2 win over the Twinkies to get within 5.5 games. Just missing here, Dowdy at 98. That's the hardest he's thrown a pitch so far in this game, and plate umpire Chris Graham did not ring up Lopez. Again, the deep breath from Dowdy, the modified windup and pitch. Ground ball foul, hit up the third base line. Chris Graham is the plate umpire tonight with Adam Beck at first, Charlie Ramos at second. Third base umpire is Mike Wiseman. Nobody on, 2 away, just getting started tonight here in the capital city of the Buckeye State. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Came back with the off-speed, gets his first strikeout in a Clippers uniform. Nicely done, Kyle Dowdy. After a half, it's Gwinnett nothing, and the Clippers are headed to the bat rack. Here comes the home team to bat for the first time tonight. The Clippers starting lineup brought to you by MILB TV. Subscribe to MILB TV and watch the rest of these International League playoffs. Kai Tom leads off and plays in left. Andrew Velasquez, 2-hitter at short. Bradley Zimmer, center fielder and 3-hitter. Bobby Bradley cleans up at first. Mark Mathias, the third baseman, bats fifth. Daniel Johnson in the sixth spot. He's in right. Ernie Clement, second baseman, hits seventh. Deanna Navarro, the catcher, batting eighth. And the DH is Connor Maribel to round out the 1 through 9 for Columbus. Here's Bryce Wilson, and his first pitch of the game is low for ball 1. Wilson is pitching on the Huntington Park mound for the second time in his career. Both have come this year. 7 scoreless innings against Columbus back in July as he beat the Clippers. The 1-0 is low. It's now 2-0. Wilson, a 10-game winner here in the IL. Pitched in 6 games with Atlanta. Called strike on the outside corner. 2-1. In the big leagues, Wilson had an ERA of 7.20. 6 appearances, 4 starts. And a ball flared to left field. Kai Tom with a leadoff single. Boy, has he been a huge addition for Columbus this year. Picked up his 44th RBI with a 2-homer game in the regular season finale. He did that in just 51 games in a Clippers uniform. Among 86 players in this league that drove in at least 44 runs, nobody played in fewer games than Kai Tom, so he did it faster. Here's a pop-up into left. Is that going to get down? You bet. Andrew Velasquez swinging at the first pitch. It's a blooper. It's a single. And it's now first and second with nobody out for the home team. So good start here for Tony Mansolino's club. Bradley Zimmer to the plate. Righty pitcher against the lefty batter Zimmer. Back-to-back singles for Columbus to begin this game. Here's the pitch. And Zim looks at a strike at the knees. 0-1 the count. Zimmer had a great few days to close out the regular season. 6 for his last 9, but just 2 hits in the postseason so far. He swings and misses on the 0-1 from Wilson. Zimmer has batted third in all of the postseason games. And the guys in front of him have done well. The Clippers coming into tonight in the top 2 spots in the order, 10 of 28. So now make them 12 of 30 with 2 singles to begin this game. And Zimmer gets a piece of this one, a foul tip that's out of the catcher's mid. Still 0-2. So if Zimmer can get it going, you'd like Columbus's chances because the 1 and 2 hitters have been red hot. There have been guys on base. Zimmer's actually left 8 runners stranded in this series. And there's a breaking ball low on the 0-2 from Wilson. Bobby Bradley on deck. Here's the pause. And the pitch. And a swing and a chopper. Back towards the mound. Wilson has it, but his only play will be at first base. His momentum, Wilson, was taking him directly towards the first base bag, so instead of rolling the dice and trying to make a throw to second, he'll simply take the 1-3 put out of Zimmer. And Bradley's struggles here in this series continue. Bobby Bradley coming up. Boy, Bradley tomahawked a ball out of here that maybe left faster than any home run we've seen at this ballpark. He swings and lines this one back up the middle. That'll get down. Played on a bounce by Pache. 1 run will score. They will hold Velasquez at third. It's an RBI single for Bobby Bradley, who tries to fire this Huntington Park crowd up. The Clippers will take a first inning 1-0 lead. Bobby drove in 74 runs in the regular season and adds to his playoff total here as he squared that pitch up. For Bradley, that's his 5th RBI in 4 games in this series. And it's Mark Mathias at the plate. First pitch off speed and low, ball 1. Velasquez at third, Bradley at first, infield at double play depth. Big cut by Mathias. And he comes up empty. It's now 1-1. A Clippers win would push them to the Governor's Cup Finals, a series that begins on Tuesday. If Gwinnett wins tonight, these clubs come back for one more tomorrow afternoon, a decisive Game 5. Fastball just outside on the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike now to Mathias. The pride of Santa Clara, California, Mark Mathias. Here's the pause. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on 2-1. Columbus trying to get to the Governor's Cup Finals for the first time since 2015. Velasquez at third, Bradley at first, Bryce Wilson on the hill. 2-2 pitch, and a swing and a foul ball back to the net. Off the bat of Mathias. The Durham Bulls are leading their series 2-0, and they're winning so far tonight. They're trying for a three-peat. They beat Scranton Wilkes-Barre in 2017 in the finals, and then again last year. Another swing by Mathias. This one's fouled back. A pause by Wilson. The 2-2 pitch. Mathias swings empty. He's out on strikes. So that is the second out of the inning and the first strikeout for Bryce Wilson. Here comes DJ Johnson, the sixth batter of the inning. The set by Wilson, and here comes the first offering for DJ. A swing and a foul ball back to the net. It's 0-1. Wilson ready again. He deals the 0-1 pitch and a breaking ball, swing and a miss. Johnson's down in the count by 2 strikes. Daniel Johnson, 39 games with AA Akron to begin the year, batted .253, and then did better here in AAA once he was promoted. Runner goes. 0-2 pitch is taken for a ball. Bobby Bradley broke towards second and then stopped halfway. All kinds of confusion. As a matter of fact, the catcher, John Ryan Murphy, almost didn't throw because he was confused. They'll tag out Velasquez trying to come home on the rundown, and the Clippers are put away here in this first inning with a missed sign or a really bad decision. 1 run, 3 hits. They leave a man on, and after 1, it's 1-0 Columbus. Clippers get 1 run in the first inning to take an early lead. And for Gwinnett, it'll be Pedro Florimon to lead off. So Andrew Velasquez was the runner tagged out, but it was Bobby Bradley who broke towards second and then put on the brakes. It was so odd that the Gwinnett catcher, John Ryan Murphy, didn't know whether or not to throw down. He acted confused. But in the end, they go 2 to 4 to 5 to get Velasquez. It was the third baseman, Florimon, who tagged Velasquez on the back, chasing him home. So DJ Johnson will actually lead off the second for the Clippers and have a fresh count. Swing and a miss by Florimon on the 1-1 pitch. Florimon, Kazmar, Blanco due up. 4, 5, 6 in this lineup for the Braves' Top Farm affiliate, a team that reached 80 wins this year. These are the 2 clubs, the only 2 in the International League to get to 80 wins. Columbus had 81. They split the regular season with one another, each winning 3 games. This series is 2-1 Columbus. 2-2 pitch, cut on and chopped foul off the facing of the Clippers dugout, so we will do it again. Pedro Florimon bends at the knees, lifts that bat up over his left shoulder. Righty pitcher, lefty batter. Florimon's a switch hitter. 2-2 pitch, off speed, and oh my. Right on the outside corner, but again, Chris Graham doesn't give a strike three call. It's now a full count. Florimon led the International League in batting after the All-Star break. He was hitting .338. Here comes the pitch. And he swings and hits this one in the air towards right. Hit it deep. Hit it well enough to get out of here. And that ball is over the scoreboard and on to Nationwide Boulevard. It's the 13th home run for Florimon. 12 coming in the regular season. And just like that, it's a tie ball game at 1 apiece. So the 2-strike pitch that was right on the outside corner doesn't get the call for Kyle Dowdy. And Florimon makes him pay.
Pedro Florimon hit a 3-run home run against the Clippers down at Coolray Field during the regular season. And it looked kind of similar to that. His backside was way out. He was out on his front foot, but just happened to be able to sneak the bat through at the right place and get it on the barrel. And it is compounded by the previous call or no call.
First pitch, a strike here to Kazmar. Kazmar just 2 for 11 so far in the postseason. This one's taken for a ball, 1-1. So the Clippers grab an early lead, and Gwinnett comes right back to even it.
But if you're Dowdy or any pitcher, you can't worry about the last pitch. You just got to make the next one.
Here's the 1-1. That one's chopped to the left side. Shortstop, backhanding. Velasquez, long throw, offline. Bradley snares it, tags the runner. Nice job by Bradley to vacate the base, get the throw, and be in position to make that tag. Luckily for Velasquez, his throw was off, but it was off to the home plate side of first. So 1 down for Andres Blanco. Blanco, the designated hitter, another switch hitter. This one's fouled back. It's 0-1 to Andres Blanco. Deonor Navarro sets the sign. Modified windup, Dowdy the pitch. And it's a fastball outside. Well, Gwinnett's the outlier in this Governor's Cup postseason. If you go back to the 2008 year, the last 11 seasons of the International League, either Columbus, Scranton Wilkes-Barre, or Durham has won every single championship with only 2 exceptions. And both of those years it was Pawtucket. So there's only been 4 teams to win championships in this league in the last decade plus. And the 4 teams that are in this thing are, of course, Columbus, Durham, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and then Gwinnett being the other. The pitch. And that's a called strike on the inside edge at the knees. It's 2-2 for Blanco. And the 2-2. Swung on and lined foul off the facing of the net just above the Gwinnett dugout. It'll fall down towards that dugout, and the ball boy grabs it. Since the 2008 season, Durham has won 4 championships. Columbus has won 3, and Scranton Wilkes-Barre has won 2. And then, of course, as we said, Pawtucket the other 2. Curveball. And a swing by Blanco and a chopper to short. And again, it's chewed up by Velasquez. He'll make a better throw this time. And that'll be the second out of the inning. Actually, I should say Mathias. 5-3 the put out on the overshift. Mark Mathias making the defensive play with The shift over there. Matthias set up where the shortstop normally would be. We are still taking suggestions on how to score things now that we're seeing as much overshifting as is taking place in baseball, because when you go back and look at your score sheet, it doesn't tell the story now. Here's a fly ball hit to left center. Kai Tom back, looks up, it's off the wall. He barehands it on the carom. The throw in, though, will not be in time to get Christian Pache, who goes into second base with a 2-out double. And Gwinnett will put the go-ahead run in scoring position. It's the second Gwinnett hit of the game. Gwinnett made it to the Governor's Cup Finals in 2016 with John Moses as the manager. They lost 3-1 to Scranton Wilkes-Barre. That year they actually beat Columbus in the first round. Here's the set by Navarro, or I should say the sign from Navarro, and the pitch from Dowdy. It's in the dirt outside. That's the last time Gwinnett was in the playoffs, 2016. They made it also in 2009 and were bounced by Dave Miley's Scranton Wilkes-Barre club. They would have been the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees at that time, before they changed the name to Rail Riders and after they had ended the Red Barons era over in northeastern Pennsylvania. Dowdy gets the sign. Checking the runner back at second base, deals. Bender inside for a ball. And it's 2-0. Or 2-1, I should say. Jared Sandberg had been the manager in Durham when they won championships the last 2 years. A whole litany of new skippers around the International League again this year. Dowdy spins off the rubber back towards second, but nobody is covering to take a throw. And the 2-1 pitch, low and outside. 3 balls and a strike. John Ryan Murphy, the Gwinnett catcher, the 8-hitter standing in the box. He hit a 3-run homer yesterday while batting 9th in the lineup for Damon Berryhill. And the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Came back with the off speed to Dowdy, and that will run the count full. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled into the dugout for Gwinnett. By losing last night's game, Columbus will not be able to match the 1987 or 1996 clubs that went undefeated through the postseason. That's out the window. 3-2 pitch. Oh, just low apparently. Dowdy thought he had strike 3. And this Columbus crowd does not care for the ball 4 call from Chris Graham. It'll give Gwinnett a runner at first. They've got 2 on with 2 outs, and it's the 9-hitter Luis Marte coming up next.
These last couple of weeks during the regular season and a couple of times in the postseason, we have seen the strike zone look a little bit smaller than it had earlier in the season, particularly east-west. North-south, it stayed pretty true. But the corners are being called a little bit differently than we've seen.
The set and the pitch against Marte. Swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. The last team to go undefeated through the postseason in the International League was Durham back in 2002. Durham has a chance to do it. They're up 2-0 in their series. The pitch. Swung on, lifted foul down the first base side. That'll get way out of Huntington Park. Again, Dowdy. Ready and deals on the 0-2. It's outside, 1-2. Kyle Dowdy is closing in on 50 pitches already, and it's only the second inning. This next pitch will be his 45th. One-two pitch, low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Once again, Dowdy is ready. Checking the runner at second base. 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Marte couldn't lay off. Could not get the lumber on it. It's the second strikeout of the game for Kyle Dowdy. Both have ended innings. We've played an inning and a half. It's 1-1 Gwinnett and Columbus. Here comes Columbus to the plate in the bottom of the second in a 1-1 tie ball game. It'll be Johnson to lead off, followed by Clement and Navarro. Johnson was at the plate when the Clippers ran themselves out of the inning. Bobby Bradley broke towards second, got caught in a rundown momentarily before the throw to third and the tag out of Velasquez trying to score. First pitch to DJ Johnson, taken for ball 1. The 1-0, and that'll be in the dirt outside. 2-0 the count. Here's the offering. Johnson popped it up, foul, third base side. That'll get to the seats. 2-1 the count. If you are driving around tonight listening to the game, take a moment to think about your tires. Boyd's Tire wants to get you into a new set of Michelins. Sounds pretty good. Check them out at boydstire.com. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4, and the Jet is on base. A leadoff walk issued to Johnson. First walk allowed by Wilson. And now it's Ernie Clement to the plate. Clement and then Navarro and then Connor Maribel as we get to the bottom of the order. First pitch swinging, ground ball back towards the middle, should be 2. Grabbed by the shortstop Lopez, and he'll step on the bag and make the throw, and that is, in fact, a double play. So the bases are empty for Navarro. So Navarro's first at bat tonight. First pitch is strike. The 0-1 from Wilson is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that one is lined towards center field. That'll get down and roll towards the alley. Cut off by Lamar. It's a Deoner Navarro 2-out single. And so the Clippers have a base runner yet again. Connor Maribel to the plate. First pitch is taken for ball 1 by Maribel. He homered in yesterday's game. His first of the postseason. This one's way outside. 2 balls, no strikes. And a throw over to first base. Navarro wasn't even really leading off. He was a step and a half off the bag. Seemed to be completely caught off guard by the fact that they were throwing over there. Navarro obviously not a threat to steal. Here's a strike. Two and one the count. Maribel, the left-handed hitter. Wilson, the right-handed pitcher. 2-1 pitch. A swing and a flare down the left field side, and that's out of play. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Maribel chases the high fastball. A strikeout of the Columbus number 9 hitter. Clippers get a hit. They leave a man stranded. We go to the third. It's a 1-1 tie in Columbus. 1-1. We're tied up. It's game 4 in this best-of-5 Governor's Cup semifinal series. Here come the Stripers to bat in the third, and on for the play-by-play action. Here's Ryan Mitchell.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. A lot at stake tonight. Clippers win the round with a victory, and an anything can happen game 5 tomorrow if the Stripers prevail. Drew Waters to lead things off here. Top of the order for the Stripers in the top of the third. Dowdy loses the grip on a curveball and finishes high away. 1 ball, no strikes. Dowdy put him down in order in the first. A leadoff home run by Pedro Florimon in the second inning. Another hit, another base runner after that on a walk in the second. Here's a slow roller first base side. It's hugging the line. It's a foul ball touched up by Dowdy. Just as it got outside the stripe. That's a wise move. He had to face 6 batters in the second inning. Got to 2 strikes on several and looked like he made a strike 3 pitch that each and every time was called off the corner. An extended and at bat. So as Scott was saying, he is approaching 50 pitches right now, 48. As he gets ready to throw the 1-1 pitch to Waters. Here's the wind of the pitch. And it's lifted high in the air to left field, fairly deep. Kai Tom back, and now shy of the warning track. He will set up shop and make the catch for out number 1. Durham has expanded their lead now, 6-1 over Scranton Wilkes-Barre, looking to sweep the Rail Riders in Moosic, Pennsylvania. Round Rock leads their series against Iowa in the Pacific Coast League 2-1. First pitch, 8:08. There's a curve from Dowdy, misses just inside, 1-0. Las Vegas, in their first year in their new digs in Sin City, up 2-1 in their series against Sacramento. And they are at home trying to polish it off tonight. 10:05 the first pitch. Dowdy misses downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Ryan Lamar at the plate. Only 2 hits in the series, but they've been big. A double and a home run. Swings here and grounds it foul, third base side. 2 balls, 1 strike. Score is brought to you by Huntington Bank. At Huntington, doing the right thing means giving our customers simple, smart ways to make managing their money easier. Huntington, welcome. The lights are on here at Huntington Park. Sun is dipped below the roof line. Here's the wind by Dowdy and the pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back to the screen. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. We've seen him as hot as 98 on the radar gun. First ever appearance for Columbus. He pitched for Toledo in the International League previously. He's ready. And he throws his 2-2 pitch. It's a slider low and away, full count. So by and large, he has been pretty effective, just 2 hits, though they've both gone for extra bases. You'd like to see him a bit more efficient. The Clippers' pen, despite getting called upon early last night, has a lot of innings available in it. Jared Robinson was able to go 3 last night. Henry Martinez went 2. Here comes the payoff. And it's a ground ball off the side of the mound, and that's going to be a benefit for the Clippers. Well, it was until it wasn't. The ball kicked to the right as we look out across the field, and that put it in the range of Ernie Clement, but he could not field it cleanly. That's going to go as an error. It kicked off the heel of his glove and right down to the dirt. If he's able to grab it, and he swiped at it as it was heading down towards the infield dirt, if he grabs it cleanly, he still has time to make the throw. But he could not get it cleanly, and so Lamar is at first. E4 in your scorebook. And now Jack Lopez to the plate. Strikeout victim his first time up. Dowdy misses outside with a breaking ball. 1-0. Three ground ball outs so far induced by Dowdy. One right at one of the middle infielders here would be good medicine. Lopez batting .308 in these playoffs. The 1-0 pitch to him is popped up. Very shallow into the outfield. Clement backpedaling. He'll make the catch. He stayed on the infield dirt until he had the proper alignment on the baseball, then backpedaled 3 or 4 steps to get to its depth. Made the catch without incident. 2 away. Here's Pedro Florimon. Florimon in the first 2 games had done nothing for the Stripers. Yesterday had 3 hits, scored 2 runs, and today a solo homer to tie it at 1 apiece. That's where we stand in the top half of inning number 3. Throw goes to first, and the runner's back in time. Four teams remaining in the International League playoffs trying to make their way to Memphis on the 17th to play for the AAA National Championship. Clippers, of course, have played for that on 3 different occasions, successful twice, back-to-back years, 2010, 2011. Lost to Fresno in 2015. Here's the pitch, and it is down and in. Slight shift to the pull side on the infield, likewise in the outfield. Florimon waits. Dowdy from the stretch. Kicks and fires and misses high and away. So that pitch count now at 59 for him. Never topped 86 in his 3 starts for Akron. Next offering is lifted foul, not a play down the left field line. 2-1 the count. Plenty of relief appearances on the season, but as a starter, he made 1 appearance for Texas, 3 innings, 3 runs. Then on a rehab assignment after getting hurt with the Rangers, he made 1 in the Arizona League. And then once in AAA for Nashville. Runner goes, pitch is fouled, and it's 2-2. In addition to the 3 starts, 4 appearances out of the bullpen. For the Akron Rubber Ducks, had 27 strikeouts in 29 innings. The Eastern League only hit .234 against him. 2 balls and 2 strikes here with 2 down and a runner at first base. Here is the long pause. Now the pitch, runner not going. Curveball swung on and missed, strike 3. And that is how the top of the 3rd comes to a close. 3rd strikeout for Dowdy. An error does not hurt the Clippers this time around. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, tied at 1 apiece at Huntington Park. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Clippers scored a run in the 1st. The Stripers scored a run in the 2nd, and so we are tied 1 apiece. Both teams begin the 3rd inning at the top of the order. Clippers top of the order did a good job in the 1st inning. 3 of the first 4 came up with singles. It only resulted in 1 run. We'll see what they can do here. Ka'ai Tom looks at a breaking ball, down and in. Bryce Wilson has not exactly dominated to this point. He has been one of the best pitchers in the International League this year. He's allowed 4 hits and a walk to the first 9 batters. He does have 2 strikeouts. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fouled back to the net. 1 ball, 1 strike against Ka'ai Tom. He's batting .429 in the playoffs, 6 for 14 so far. Also a couple of walks. So his on-base percentage is even .500. That'll do. Next pitch to him is down and in. Again, a breaking ball from the right-hander. Wilson has been more efficient in his pitch count than his counterpart, Kyle Dowdy. But that's really been the only difference between the two. Both averaging a strikeout per inning. Tom fouls away another. It's 2-2. Andrew Velasquez to follow, then Bradley Zimmer for the Clippers here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. The right-hander rocks and fires. And a swing and a pop-up foul. They'll get out of play down the left field line. We will do it again. Another good crowd on hand here tonight. See a lot of red in the crowd. Of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes playing earlier today. 2-2 pitch. That's low. Full count. Trouncing the Luke Fickell-led University of Cincinnati. Buckeyes move to 2-0. They've got, Indiana next week as they begin Big Ten play? Payoff. Oh, baby. High and deep to right field. Stone Cold does it again. Ka'ai Tom with a solo shot. And the Clippers are back on top 2-1. Wilson made a bad pitch, and Tom made him pay. Here comes Andrew Velasquez. Ka'ai Tom is a prime-time player. Switch hitting Velasquez, batting from the left side, singled, and then was caught up in the strange double steal attempt rundown in the 1st inning. Thrown out at home, checks his swing at a first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Big swing and an off-speed pitch. He came up empty. One ball, one strike. Wilson has his sign into the motion and misses high and away. That's Tom's first postseason home run for the Clippers. During the regular season, he hit 9 after his promotion to AAA. Another strike to Velasquez evens the count at 2-2. Breeze blowing out towards center, maybe a bit to the right of straightaway center field. Boy, they give Velasquez all of the third base line. He swings late at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. That won't matter. He's down on strikes, one away. There's Bradley Zimmer, tap back to the pitcher, his first time up. Zimmer closed out the regular season on a really hot stretch offensively, but he's not been able to keep that going into the postseason. Just 2 for 14. That's a 143 batting average, a run scored, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. The pitch here is a breaking ball in at the knees for a called strike. 2-1 Clippers here in the bottom half of the third inning. Zimmer waits. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. That one was moving in toward his hands. Zimmer can really provide some power. With a guy with levers like that, you'd like to get those arms extended. You only get some whip on the bat. Here is a pitch down and in. Batting stance has been revamped from when we saw him last as a Clipper before this long rehab process he underwent this year in the end of last. Much more vertical batting stance. Here's the pitch. And it swung on, fouled away. Actually, right now, he looks like he's got just a hair of crouch in his stance that he didn't when he first joined the Clippers on the rehab assignment. 1-2 breaking ball, misses down and in. Good recognition there from Bradley. Saw early that that one was going to tumble out of the zone. 2-2. He's got power, he's got speed, he's got range in the outfield. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. And he is down on strikes, came up empty on the 95-mile-an-hour heater. That's back-to-back Ks now for Bryce Wilson after the home run. Brings up Bobby Bradley. Bradley had a laser beam home run off the Pedialyte porch. 2-run shot in last night's ball game. His first home run of this postseason. 34th for the Clippers this year. 35th all told on the year. Had one with the Cleveland Indians. And he swings and breaks a bat with a line drive right at the shift. That's a base hit if they're playing straight up with the triangle. They got him. Catch is made by the second baseman Marte, 20 feet into the outfield grass, and that'll do it. But Ka'ai Tom comes through with a solo home run, and the Clippers are on top by 2-1 score as we go to the fourth. 3 innings gone here at Huntington Park, and the Clippers have the high side of a 2-1 score. Abby, the Scott's kid of the game, raking things up there on the third base side, helping out the grounds crew. And the grounds crew is helped out by Scott's Lawn Care and Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action, which kills weeds, prevents crabgrass, and strengthens weak grass. One application, Triple Action. This is a Scott's yard. Sean Kazmar Jr. to lead things off. Dowdy goes to work with a big bender that falls in for a called strike, 0-1. Talking with Wes Ganopsic a couple of weeks ago, the head groundskeeper here at Huntington Park, and getting educated on root systems. A 1 pitch. Slider outside. I mean, it always sounded a little bit strange to me when we had this commercial for this year, weak grass. First I thought it was wheat grass, like that stuff you put in the shakes you're supposed to eat in the morning to be healthy. Whoa, boy. Curveball got away from Dowdy there, and it goes to the backstop. 2-1. Once the weather really heats up, sun's out all the time, you don't have anywhere near as much moisture. Those roots don't have the same depth. It's pretty shallow stuff. So I don't know if that qualifies as weakening grass or if it's also drought-ridden where the blades are a bit more brittle. There's a swing and a ground ball to the shortstop. Backhand grab by Velasquez as he was tumbling, and his throw is off the facing of the Clippers dugout. That'll be an E6. Well, the Clippers' defense has not been good in this series. 2 errors today, 2 yesterday, a total of 6 in 4 games. And the Stripers' defense has been really, really good. Yesterday, listen, they scored 10 runs. Okay, so you got to give them credit for that. But their defense was the thing that really kept the Clippers in check early. And who knows how the game plays out if they don't make some of those outstanding plays. Leadoff man is aboard in a 1-run game. That's not what you're looking for. Fastball high, 1-0. I don't know if Velasquez maybe rushed his throw a little bit. Kazmar doesn't run all that well. And Velasquez made a nice dig on the play. The scoop was good. But you could see as soon as the ball left his hand, it sailed on him. 1-0 pitch here. Big swing and a miss by Andres Blanco down to a knee with the empty cut. And it's 1-1. I don't remember the exact numbers that Wes told me about the grass, but I think he said in the spring portion of the year, the roots can be about 4 inches deep, and then they can get down to 1 or 2 when it's dry. I'm sure he'll correct me. We were talking about that because there was a game here where a defender kicked up a clod of dirt in the outfield trying to make a quick stop. And it happened very easily because the root system was pretty shallow. 2-1 pitch is a swing and a miss. Blanco tried to hold up. It's 2-2 as he couldn't do it. They have the circle pattern mowed into the outfield grass here at Huntington Park for these playoffs. It's a neat thing, but it can also be a bit trippy if you're up high and you're looking at it. It looks like maybe those circles are moving on you a little bit. Here comes the 2-2. Lifted high in the air, third base side, foul territory, and it will reach the first row. No opportunity for Mark Mathias to make the catch because of the overshift. If he's playing straight up at third base, I think he gets there. And as the home team, the fans are, the unwritten rule is don't get in the way of the home team if they're trying to reach into that first row. He would have had a shot to make the catch. Now the 2-2. Curveball just wide. Oh, boy. Kyle Dowdy has missed having 7 strikeouts tonight by a combined 5.5 inches. Counts 3-2. Kazmar leads away from first. Digging in that drive foot, not going. And here's a line drive, base hit to right center field. Over to get it is Daniel Johnson. He will fire in. The runner goes from first to third. Kazmar is 90 feet away from tying this game. Blanco with a base hit. And nobody out. Christian Pache didn't have a good first game of these playoffs, but man, here at Huntington Park, he is hitting the cover off the ball. Double his last time up, had a grand slam yesterday. Clippers play 3 defenders on the left side against him. Bobby Bradley holding the runner on, so there is a giant chasm on the infield from the first base line to the second baseman. Ernie Clement, who's playing 15 feet to the left of second base. First pitch swung on and missed, 0-1. Clippers ahead. Dowdy trying to keep it that way, but right now the Stripers are in prime scoring position. The 0-1. Slow roller, third base side. There will have to go to first, and the play is made there. Mark Mathias throws out Pache. Everybody else up 90 feet, and we are back to scratch at 2 apiece. An unearned run. Makes it 2-2. Brings up John Ryan Murphy. He had a big game yesterday. The catchers in this series have really come through offensively. Murphy walked in the second. Looks at a pitch way outside for ball 1. 76 pitches now for Dowdy. Kyle Nelson up in the Clippers bullpen. The pitch. In there for a called strike. And it seems like the Stripers are going to have to ride John Ryan Murphy pretty hard after the injury to Jonathan Morales the other day. 1-1. Breaking ball outside. They got reinforcements in the person of Carlos Martinez. They had to bring him back stateside from Colombia. He was in Double-A, and their season was over, so everybody had scattered. He was back home in Colombia, had to hop right back on a plane and get back here. Here comes the 2-1. Curveball got away from him, high and tight. 3 balls and a strike. Well, we've seen from Kyle Dowdy in his first stint in a Clippers uniform flashes of some pretty good stuff. Good hard fastball, some good breaking stuff at times. Misses outside here with the heater, and that is ball 4, and there are 2 aboard with 1 down for Luis Marte. Time called now. Deanna Navarro heads out to the mound. We'll see if Rigo Beltran joins the conversation here. That's sort of been the MO for the Clippers this year. And indeed, Clippers pitching coach pops up out of the dugout to have a word. Oftentimes that is the precursor after one more batter for Tony Mansolino to head out. Now, of course, if Luis Marte were to hit into a double play, that wouldn't be necessary. That would be the end of the inning. An unearned run has scored in this frame on 1 hit. There are 2 aboard, only 1 away. And we are tied 2 apiece in the top of the 4th inning at Huntington Park. Night has fallen. Home plate umpire Chris Graham did get into the meeting out on the mound. I don't know if he heard any conversation directed in his general vicinity or not. But the meeting is over. The runners take their lead. The defense is pinched towards second base up the middle, playing back on the corners. The outfield straightaway, medium deep. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed strike 1. Dowdy has lost some zip on his fastball here as he is now over 80 pitches. But as long as it's still got life, you can certainly get outs at 91 miles per hour. Here's the pitch. It is over the outside corner at 92 for a called strike. Marte, a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning, 1 of 3 for Dowdy so far. Blanco at second base, Murphy at first. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball towards the shortstop. Velasquez has it to Clement for 1. The relay to first in time. Good stretch by Bobby Bradley. That'll do it. 1 unearned run on 1 hit. 1 man left aboard has knotted this game at 2 apiece as we go to the bottom of the 4th at Huntington Park. Back to it here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Clippers looking to break what is now a 2-2 tie. The Clippers took the lead twice in this one, only to see the lead evaporate. For Columbus, it's Mark Mathias, Daniel Johnson, and Ernie Clement due up against Bryce Wilson. Now, Wilson has struck out 4, but he's not had a clean inning yet. Give up a run on 3 hits, and the Clippers made a play on the bases that ran him out of the inning with runners on the corners and only 1 away. Or excuse me, 2 away. Mark Mathias swings and misses at the first pitch. Wilson struck him out in their first battle in the first inning. Clippers had 2 base runners in the second, but a double play wiped one of them out. And then Ka'ai Tom with a solo home run in the third. Mathias swings and shoots one foul. Pinballs around under the roof and into the sweet level. 0-2. The pitch. Oh, up and in. Came in tight on him. Kyle Nelson is back down to the bullpen once more, getting loose. And when that happens with nobody out in an inning, that typically means that we're going to have a pitching change before the next inning. Mathias fouls another to the screen. 1-2. So if that's the case, that will mean that Kyle Dowdy went 4 innings, allowed 2 runs, 1 earned on 3 hits. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts in his Clippers debut. One-two, slider misses away. Mathias batting .231 in these playoffs. Put together a very, very good 2019 regular season. 2-2 pitch, swung on, hit to center, hit pretty well. Pache back. He's still back. This ball is off the top of the wall. Mathias at second base. There was a bobble out there in center field by Pache. But Mathias was, as I watched him, peeking at second to see where the defenders were and not out there. I don't know if he would have had an opportunity to take an extra base or not. But he is at second with nobody out for DJ Johnson. Mathias led the Clippers in doubles during the regular season. Cranked out 31 of them. Johnson was close on his heels with 27. He swings and misses through a first pitch fastball that might have been up out of the zone for strike 1. Johnson, a .273 batter so far over the first 3 games of the playoffs. Walked his first time up, so that has no effect on the batting average. The pitch. That's bashed to right field, a base knock. Mathias got a late jump. They're going to wave him. Here comes the throw. It'll go into second base, and the Clippers are back on top. Daniel Johnson, an RBI single, makes it 3-2 Columbus here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, Drew Waters has not shown much of an arm there in the outfield, and he was heading over at an angle that took him away from home. So Tony Mansolino saw that, did all the mental equations that the third base coach has to make in an instant, and sent the runner around. It was obviously the right decision because Waters did not feel he had an opportunity to make a play at the plate, so he threw into second base to keep Johnson at first. He's there for Ernie Clement. Johnson draws a throw. He's back in time. DJ stole 6 bases during the regular season, but was caught 7 times. Middle infield and double play position. There's a square by Clement. The bunt is out in front of home plate. The pitcher falls. The throw is high. Everyone's safe. Wilson wound up on his backside, 20 feet in front of home plate. Still made a on-line throw to first base, but Kazmar had to leap into the air to catch it, and so Clement is aboard. Now the question is, error or base hit? I got to think with the man trying to throw from his backside. But look at the replay here, and well, he went down to grab it and fell. Hard to give a guy an error when he's throwing from his backside. I would imagine that'll go as a single for Clement. And now Deanna Navarro to the plate. This is an interesting decision here for the manager, Tony Mansolino. Deanna Navarro had a great game, too. 4 RBIs, including a 3-run homer. He's got a base hit already today against Wilson, but he is not, by average, a great hitter. So do you give up an out here to put 2 in scoring position, get a man to third with fewer than 2 outs, or do you take 3 cracks at a base hit and try and make this a big inning? Well, he's looking to swing away. The first pitch is wider than several balls we've seen called today, but this one's a called strike, and it's 0-1. Navarro's switch hitter batting from the left side. Here comes the 0-1 to him. And that's hit hard, but just foul on the first base side.
Well, Wilson's not fooling the Clippers in this inning. They're hitting the ball hard against him, and then by falling down trying to field that bunt, he makes things even tougher on himself. But this Columbus lineup has come out here in the 4th inning swinging the sticks. Mathias put Goodwood on that double into right center, and then Johnson ripped the ball to right.
The 0-2 up top with a fastball, 1-2. Now Wilson's at 66 pitches, still very, very manageable. We're still early in this game, so there's no activity for the Stripers. But it looks like the Clippers bullpen's going to have to do the job the rest of the night. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him with a breaking ball. So Navarro is put away. And here comes Connor Maribel. He was a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. Maribel just 1 for 7 in these playoffs, but it was a 2-run home run in yesterday's ball game. Boy, you'd love to see him duplicate that here. First pitch fastball. He took a rip and fouled it straight back to the screen, 0-1. Connor closed out the regular season on a hot streak. He started off 0 for his first 20 as a Clipper. 13 for his last 44. 0-1 pitch to him. He swings and cues it foul on the first base side. A run in for the Clippers with 3 straight hits to begin this inning. They've got him at first and second. The 0-2 lifted into the air in shallow right field. Waters coming hard. He's not going to get there. It falls in. Everybody is safe. The Clippers actually caught a break that the ball was bobbled a little bit. It bounced past him, and Pache was there to back up on the play. Otherwise, they might have been caught in a force-out situation.
Well, Ernie Clement is really the hero on this play because Clement went almost all the way to second base. For a second, I thought maybe he lost track of how many outs there were, but I think that Clement really felt like that ball was going to drop, and so he's able to get to second base safely. Otherwise, there could have been a force out. Daniel Johnson was very conservative, thinking the ball might get caught. He hadn't moved very far off of second base. In the end, it works out beautifully for the Clippers.
They've got the bases loaded. This has not always been a great situation for Columbus this year, but guess who's coming up? Ka'ai Tom will bat 2 for 4 with the bases loaded. Nobody in the International League who had at least 50 plate appearances came anywhere near his batting average with runners in scoring position. Tom hit .429 during the regular season with runners in scoring position. The next best batting average was .390, which is no small feat, but it ain't .429. Tom is 2 for 2 against Wilson today. Homered his last time up. The pitch. Over but low for ball 1. So you know they're going to pitch him carefully here. And they're not going to intentionally, this isn't Barry Bonds, they're not going to intentionally walk him, but they know that 1 run is better than 2 or 3 or 4. So being conservative might be the Stripers' plan. Here's the pitch. And it's a ground ball to second base. They're going to have to hurry to get 2. The relay is just in time to beat Ka'ai Tom. 4-6-3 double play. Well, he's been so good in those situations, it's a surprise when he does not come through. But the Clippers score a run, they leave them loaded, and we go to the 5th. Scott Leo is back for the call with the Clippers on top, 3-2.
Well, the Clippers take a 3-2 lead, pushing 1 run across in the 4th, but it feels like a missed opportunity. Bases were loaded with 1 out, and Kai Tom, who's been as hot as anybody swinging the bat, bounces into a double play. So we go to the 5th, and it's the top of the order for Gwinnett, beginning with Drew Waters. Kyle Nelson is the pitcher, 2-0, 2.25 ERA. The league has hit just 190 against him. Nelson in the playoffs, making his 2nd appearance, 2/3 of a scoreless inning. Earlier in this series, he allowed just 1 hit in that game, struck out 1. So the left-hander Nelson's ready to work. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss by Waters. Drew Waters is 0 for 2, has grounded to second, and has flied to left. Navarro hangs the sign. Here's the set and the pitch, and the 0-1 is a called strike on the outer half. 0-2. So it's 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for Columbus, 2, 4, and 0 for Gwinnett. They did, in fact, give Ernie Clement a single on that would-be sacrifice bunt where the pitcher Wilson fell down and made a high throw. 0-2 pitch, breaking ball, down and inside. That's a ball. So it's 1-2 now to the Gwinnett right fielder, Drew Waters. Nelson working from the third base side of the slab, has the sign, uncorks it, and the 1-2 pitch is low. 2-2. So the Clippers have the lead again. A win pushes them to the Governor's Cup Championship Series, quite possibly against Durham, the wild card winner, who finished 5 games behind this Gwinnett squad in the IL South. They have taken Scranton-Wilkes-Barre to the woodshed, leading that series 2-0, and they are up 11-1 tonight in the 6th inning. Durham has scored 11 runs off of only 7 hits. They've scored in 4 of their first 5 innings at the plate. Aaron Boone's calling for a run rule. He wants it to be over. Here's a pitch in the dirt. Waters can't hold up, and that's going to be strike 3. It's squashed by Navarro. He'll throw down to first to make it official, and it's the 4th strikeout for Columbus pitching. Obviously the first for Nelson. It's the first batter he has faced. So if Columbus wins here tonight and Durham goes on to win, first pitch fastball is high. You would have Clippers and Bulls for the Governor's Cup Championship in a series that actually doesn't begin until Tuesday. So each club would have a couple of days of rest. A 1-0, low and inside. But obviously Gwinnett has very different plans. They want to win here tonight and force a 5th and decisive game. And if Gwinnett were to come back and win this series, you could have an all-IL South championship. 2-0 pitch. Low and inside. The last time 2 teams from the same division played in the Governor's Cup Finals, it was when the Clippers and Indianapolis Indians squared off in 2015, and we know how that turned out. It went all 5 games and came down to the final at-bat at Victory Field with Columbus hanging on to beat Indy and to win the 10th Cup in Clippers franchise history. Gwinnett would love to rally back from down 2-0 and steal this series from Tony Mansolino's team and get another chance to tangle with the Durham Bulls. Long way to go in this one. We're only in the top of the fifth. 3-2 Clippers. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Nelson. It's low and inside, ball 4, and the tying run is represented by Ryan Lamar, who draws a one-out walk. Jack Lopez to the plate. Durham and Scranton were rained out on Thursday night, which is why they're only playing Game 3 tonight, and this series is in Game 4. Nelson throws over to first, chasing Lamar back. Middle infield sets up at double play depth. Nelson to the plate. Here's a swing and a drive to left field by Jack Lopez. That's got enough. It's gone. A 2-run shot into the lawn seating area in left center field. Jack Lopez has given Gwinnett the lead at 4-3. For Lopez, it's his 5th hit of the postseason, his first homer. And so the Stripers have rallied back again. And here comes Pedro Florimon. Columbus took a 1-0 lead in the first. Gwinnett tied it in the second. Clippers retook the lead in the third. Gwinnett tied it in the fourth. Columbus pushes one across in the bottom of the fourth, and Gwinnett comes back with 2 here in the fifth. Back and forth we go tonight here in Game 4 of this series. A swing and a miss by Florimon makes it an 0-1 count. Florimon homered back in the second inning. Pitch in the dirt, but Florimon could not hold up on a would-be check swing, so that's a strike. Oh, 0-2 the count. Sean Kazmar waiting on deck. Kyle Nelson. The lefty ready and pitches. And that one's just off the outside corner. It was close. Nelson, the 23-year-old from San Francisco. In the regular season, 11 appearances, had a 2.25 ERA. Florimon fouls this one off, still 1-2. Nelson kicks and fires, and the 1-2 is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Pedro Florimon. We will check the Major League scores tonight. Brought to you by Huntington Bank. Another big game for the Tribe. 5.5 back of the Twins in these final couple of weeks. They beat Minnesota in 11 innings last night. Need to beat them again tonight and again tomorrow. Swing and a miss. 2-2 off-speed pitch in the dirt. Florimon whiffs at it. Navarro tags him to make it official. Second strikeout of the game for Nelson. 2 away for Sean Kazmar. They are through 4 innings at Target Field. The Twins have a 1-0 lead over Cleveland. Last night, the Twins led late 2-1. Oscar Mercado scored the game-tying run to force extra innings. First pitch is low for Kazmar, ball 1. The teams that the Indians are contending with for the wild card spots would be Tampa and Oakland. Rays are in a 3-3 tie with the Blue Jays in the 8th. Oakland plays later tonight against the Tigers. Here's a ground ball, backhanded by the shortstop. Velasquez, long throw, and Bradley's there to field it. That's the third out. A 2-run homer from Jack Lopez has given Gwinnett the lead. Middle 5, 4-3 Stripers. It's Andrew Velasquez to lead off for Columbus here in the bottom of the 5th. Bryce Wilson back to work on the hill for Gwinnett, and the first pitch outside, ball 1. Here's a called strike that evens the count, 1-1. And this one's taken down and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Velasquez will be followed by Zimmer and Bradley. That's 2, 3, and 4. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. That'll even the count. Getting back to the Major League Baseball scores tonight, it's Kansas City 6-1 over the Marlins. They're in the bottom of the 7th. Down on South Beach, here's a swing and a miss. Velasquez is put away on strikes, 1 down. Now it's Bradley Zimmer. Texas over Baltimore 7-3, middle of the 4th. Pitch taken high for a ball. The 1-0. That's downstairs, 2-0. Cardinals lead the Pirates 4-1. They're in the middle of 5 at PNC Park. The pitch. And the 2-0 misses low. 3-0. Seattle 1, Houston 0. Bottom of the 5th inning at Minute Maid Park. Phillies 5-0 over the Mets in the 4th. Angels 7, White Sox 2. Top 4 in the Windy City. And the Cubs lead the Brewers 1-0 as they play in the 6th. Here's the 3-0 to Zimmer. Called strike on the outside corner. Braves 2, Nationals 0. Bottom 4 in Atlanta. Gwinnett's parent club in action tonight down at SunTrust Park. First place team marching towards a division title. 3-1 pitch, and that one's ripped foul. High in the air, way down to the concourse in the left field corner. So it's a full count. Wilson from the windup, and Zimmer topples over on a ground ball to second base. That'll be picked up by Marte, and there are 2 down in the Columbus 5th. Rockies and Padres just getting started tonight in San Diego. Later tonight, it's Giants at Dodgers. Couple of games earlier today, Yankees beat the Red Sox 5-1. Arizona, a 2-0 win in Cincinnati. A 3-hit shutout for the Diamondbacks against the Reds. First pitch to Bradley is tall. We know Bobby has the ability to tie this game with 1 swing. 33 home runs in the regular season, 1 with 5 RBIs so far here in the playoffs. 1-0 pitch, ground ball to the right side, off the bag. Kazmar fields it. He'll flip it to the covering pitcher. And the Clippers go 1-2-3. We go to the 6th. It remains Gwinnett 4, Columbus 3. Kyle Nelson stays in the game to pitch. Our man Eric Welch in the ballpark tonight, stopping by the booth earlier to say hello. Getting to watch this one from the stands instead of up here in the broadcast booth, and they just put him up on the big video board. Andres Blanco will lead off the 6th inning for Gwinnett. Blanco, Pache, and Murphy, the trio set to bat, 6, 7, and 8 for the Stripers. Here's a breaking ball strike at the knees to Blanco. It's 0-1. Deanna Navarro sets the sign. Nelson pitches. And this one was almost in the same spot but called a ball. Nelson struck out 2 in his first inning of work tonight. He also induced a ground ball to retire Kazmar, but there was 1 walk followed by a homer from Jack Lopez. That's why Gwinnett leads this game. And this one's ripped foul. Off to the right, 1-2. If there is a Game 5 tomorrow, it'll go at 2:05. Day baseball. Mitch Talbot would pitch for Columbus. Tuki Toussaint is scheduled for Gwinnett. And the winner of that game would go to the championship series. Here's a fly ball down the right field side, and it's going to be foul. Bobby Bradley gave it a look, and it was too far for Daniel Johnson to get there, although he was pursuing. So 1 ball, 2 strikes against Blanco. And Nelson deals. Swing and a miss. Good pitch, Kyle Nelson. Off speed, got Blanco out on that front foot. 3 strikeouts now for Kyle Nelson. 1 away. Christian Pache coming up next. A double and a ground out, although the ground out was an RBI producer back in the 4th inning. Nelson lets it fly, and this one's fouled straight back and up onto the roof. The 0-1. Hit down the right field line. That's trouble if it's fair. It is a fair ball. On the line, off the tall wall on the bounce. Played by Johnson, and into second base goes Pache with a 1-out double. And the Stripers again have a man on base. There's only been 1 inning in which they've been put away in order, and that was the first. They've had traffic on the bases every other inning. And so it's John Ryan Murphy coming up. And Nelson deals. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to him. Luis Marte is on deck. The pitch. Breaking ball, strike at the knees. 0-2. Nelson gets the sign from Navarro. He pitches, and this one is skied towards center field. Bradley Zimmer going back, still back, and he'll make the catch as he gets to the warning track. That ball carried quite a bit out there in center field. But it is the second out of the inning. And here's Luis Marte. Rigo Beltran out of the Columbus dugout. The pitching coach out to pay a visit. There is activity going in the Clipper pen. The 9-hitter Marte is 0 for 2, has struck out and has flied to center. And now Beltran turns and heads back towards the Clippers dugout. James Karinchak is the guy throwing in the pen. And a swing and a miss on the first pitch to Marte. Four to 3, Gwinnett with the lead. We're in the 6th inning. Nelson pitches, and this one is roped but foul. Over the third base bag, and it lands in foul ground as it runs down by the ball boy in the left field corner. Clippers added Jordan Stevens to the roster today, replacing Jared Robinson. Postseason roster move made by Columbus here before Game 4 of this best-of-5 series. Curveball in the dirt on that pitch from Marte. Kyle Dowdy got the start for Columbus tonight. Nelson took over for him. Nelson ready again. And a swing and a pop-up foul over on the first base side. That'll get into the seats. Still 1-2. Time called before this pitch. And the 1-2. Hit on the ground, second base. Down to a knee, it's Clement. He'll make the throw. Stripers are out. They get a double. They leave that man on base. Let's go to the home 6th inning here in this Game 4 of this best-of-5 series. It's 4-3 Stripers. Mark Mathias will lead off for the Clippers here in the bottom of the 6th. Mathias, Johnson, and Clement due up. Clippers trailing 4-3. A Columbus win punches their ticket to the Governor's Cup Championship Series. A Gwinnett win means we're back here tomorrow for one more in this semifinal go-around. Wilson's still out there pitching. His first pitch is a bender for a strike. Mathias 1 for 2, a strikeout and a double. From the windup, Wilson pitches. Swing and a miss. This date in Clippers history brought to you by Donato's. September 7th, we go back to 1996. Matt Luke homered twice. He drove in 6 runs that night. It was an 8-3 win over the Norfolk Tides. The win completed a sweep for Columbus in 96. 0-2 fastball is up. They went on to sweep Rochester in the Governor's Cup Finals to win their 7th at that time IL championship. The 6 wins, coupled with victories in each of the final 2 games of the 92 Governor's Cup Finals, gave Columbus a franchise-best 8 consecutive postseason wins. A pop foul by Mathias that gets into the seats. Clippers are 78-52 all-time in the Governor's Cup playoffs. That's a .600 winning percentage in postseason play. Wilson, his 90th pitch of the game, and Mathias hits a ground ball back up the middle, off the glove of the pitcher, and it redirects it for an infield single. And Wilson knows he messed up. By touching that baseball, it redirected the ball away from Jack Lopez. The shortstop, Lopez, probably fields it cleanly on the run and throws out Mathias had it not been touched by the pitcher. Instead, it was behind Lopez. He had to put on the brakes and then couldn't backhand it cleanly. So Mark Mathias is on board. He'll represent the game-tying run.
6 innings now. The Clippers have had the leadoff man aboard 5 times. They have scored him on 3 previous occasions, but have yet to put together that big knockout inning.
First pitch, a strike to Johnson. Well, they missed a golden opportunity in the 4th. Loaded the bases up with only 1 out, and Kai Tom hit into a double play. That could have been that knockout inning. If you score 3 or 4 runs there or more. Boy, you like the way things line up for this Columbus team down the stretch with the bullpen arms that are available. Oh, and 2 the count for DJ the Jet Johnson. He's ready. And Wilson throws to first, forcing Mathias to dive back in. The pitch. Swung on, fouled away. Third base side, that'll leave the ballpark. Wilson pauses and pitches, and Johnson rockets one off the netting above the Gwinnett third base dugout. A left-hander throwing for the Stripers as we speak.
Well, they'll unload that bullpen with their lefties tonight, I'm sure, trying to protect this lead. They did it in game 1. They did it in game 2.
There's no tomorrow now for the Stripers. They've got to win to keep their season going. Throw over, and back goes Johnson again. Or I should say Mathias back. Johnson at the plate, and again activity going in the Clippers bullpen. Wilson the 0-2, and Johnson smokes this one. Oh boy, into the Columbus dugout, and everybody was trying to bail out of there, including the trainer, Jeremy Heller, who I thought, watching it live, got hit by that ball, but he must not have. He comes back up to the railing, and he's smiling, standing next to Scott Nealon, the strength and conditioning coach. The way Heller reacted, I thought it hit him. And if the trainer gets hurt, who's supposed to work on him? 0-2 pitch, popped up. Daniel Johnson unable to move the runner over or drive him in here. It'll be caught by the third baseman, Florimone, 1 down. Here's Ernie Clement. Clement tonight has hit into a double play. and bunted for a single on what was supposed to be a sacrifice bunt. There's another throw over, and Matthias retreats. The pitch. Clement watches a strike right down the middle. It is looking more and more like the Durham Bulls will be the opponent for one of these teams in the Governor's Cup Finals. It's 11-1 Durham, and they've reached the 8th inning of their game. 0-1 pitch, Clement. Ground ball, third base. Florimone to second for one. The relay from Marte is late. 5-4 to put Matthias down. Fielder's choice for Clement. Deonor Navarro to the plate. Navarro 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. If the Clippers lose this game and it comes down to Game 5 tomorrow, it'll be a series in which the visiting team has won every game. And it'll be a situation where the Clippers will be forced to win a game at home in a year where they finished just 500 at this ballpark and then just tore everybody up on the road. Coming home up 2-0, even though the Clippers have not been as good here. You figured you just need one out of the next three. Didn't get it last night. They're down tonight. If they don't rally, they'll have to win tomorrow. Navarro hits this one towards left field. And in left center is where Lamar is standing. He'll catch it. And the Clippers are out in the 6th. They get a hit. They leave a man on base. Inning 7 coming up. Ryan has the call. It's Gwinnett 4, Columbus 3.
Another hot dog race in the books, but the race we care most about is the race to the 9th inning, having the most runs here at Huntington Park. The Clippers right now trail in that race as we go to the top of the 7th. Stripers 4, Clippers 3. Ryan Mitchell back here with you. And James Karinchak to the hill. The hard-throwing right-hander, Karinchak, out of Newburgh, New York. 9th round pick in 2017. Upper 90s fastball. A curveball that when he commands becomes a deadly pitch. First pitch, fastball, and it's fouled away. 96-mile-an-hour heater. Drew Waters at the plate. The leadoff man is 0 for 3 on the day. Karinchak has appeared once in the postseason, locked down a save in the Game 1 win. Struck out 3 batters. That is his tradition. Fastball here sails high and away, 1-1. Strikeout per 9 for James Karinchak, all told this season in 3 teams combined, is 22. Here's the 1-1. Fastball. Outside. That's been called that way most of tonight. 2 balls and a strike. 3 straight heaters to Waters. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Here comes the pitch from Karinchak, and the breaking ball hits 5 feet in front of home. And it's 3-1. We have seen James Karinchak absolutely dominate. We've also seen a couple of outings from him since coming back from the injured list with a hamstring strain, where if he doesn't have command particularly of the curveball, sometimes the fastball gets away from him a little bit as well. 3-1 pitch, and there's the fastball at 97, high and away for ball 4. So I've sung his praises with the 22 strikeouts per 9. This year he was also, for the Clippers, 6.8 walks per 9. Not ideal. 13 walks in 17 1/3 innings during the regular season, 42 strikeouts. He allowed 10 runs on 14 hits. I've not seen a pitcher when he is on more dominant than what Karen Shack has been. Fastball here is up out of the zone for ball one. Terry Francona was asked about Karen Shack yesterday and basically said there are steps of growth he needs to make before the Indians want to see him in the major leagues. There's a good curveball in for a called strike, 1-1. One of the things he mentioned is fielding his position and things like that. Well, when you strike everybody out, there aren't many balls in play to practice that sort of thing. Throw goes to first and the runner's back. Now, Francona said when there aren't any base runners against him, throwing to the right base and that sort of thing is hard to practice. But that has not exactly been the case. There have been base runners. They just haven't been a whole lot of runs or a whole lot of hits against them. 1-1 fastball. There's the swing and a miss. And that's what throwing the curve for a strike does. I remember Torey Lovello, the manager of the Clippers back in 2009, saying the toughest matchup he had in his major league career was Tom Gordon, because he would throw him two fastballs that started in his eyes and dropped into the zone, and throw him a fastball up there, and he couldn't lay off of it. That's what happened on that last pitch to Ryan Lamar. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Karen Shack ready, throws to first, and the runner is back. Waters can run, so you do have to keep an eye on him. Left-handed activity continues for the Stripers in the bullpen. It is likely the end of the day for Wilson. And boy, the Clippers landed some good shots on Wilson throughout the course of the game, but could not get that uppercut. Now the 1-2 pitch. Went up the ladder again, and this time Lamar did lay off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lamar walked and scored in front of Jack Lopez back in the 5th inning against Kyle Nelson. Nelson right now is the pitcher of record. Kyle Dowdy, the starter, will not factor in the decision. Peak to first, another and another. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 97-mile-an-hour cheese by Lamar. Man on and a man out now for Jack Lopez. Lopez right now is the reason the Stripers have the lead instead of facing a deficit. He's hit well in this postseason. .333 batting average. The home run was his first, but he does have 2 extra base hits, 5 for 15. Karen Shack kicks, fires, throws the curveball just below the zone. Karen Shack, as you may guess, induced 0 double plays during the regular season. Too busy striking guys out. The 1-0, that curve is in for a called strike at the bottom of the zone. Well executed pitch. Talked to him in a pregame interview near the end of the season. He acknowledged, listen, if I don't have both of my pitches working, it's difficult to get a lot of outs at this level. Guys are just too good at the plate. The wind has picked up considerably, but blowing out to right center field right now. Hardest it's gone out all night. Karen Shack whips and throws to first again. And Waters is back. Boy, Karen Shack is just a ball of energy out there. He gets the baseball back, whether it's from first base or from the catcher. He's spinning that thing up in the air. Throws again to first, and they almost had the runner picked off. Waters was leaning, And Karinchak made a good move. I don't know if Bradley's swipe tag just happened to miss his arm or if he got it back in there in time, but boy, it was bang, bang. Set by the right-hander. And the pitch. Fastball high. 2-1. Lopez a strikeout, a pop up to second base, and a 2-run home run. 4-3 Stripers on top, front half of the 7th inning. Karinchak delivers. Swung on and fouled straight back to the screen. Lopez had the timing down there, but could not square it up. Karinchak prowling around on the pitcher's mound, waiting for Lopez to get back into the batter's box. Interesting that Karinchak is out here in the 7th inning. Clippers have used him at the back of the bullpen in recent days. Now the 2-2. Check swing and a pitch in the dirt, and he did not go. That'll fill the count. We'll see what they do with Waters at first. Karinchak does love those save situations. But right now, it's the top of the order due up. So maybe the thinking is, let's get him in against, in theory, the best part of the batting order, and then maybe you don't have to worry about a save situation in the 9th if the offense can come through. Runner goes. The pitch is a curve in for a called third strike. Navarro lost the handle on the baseball, so there's no throw. Waters steals second, but there are 2 away. Well, that's really good execution on the pitch. Now, because it was the curveball, Navarro was going to be a bit hard-pressed to throw that runner out at second base. Waters is off on the pitch, had a good jump. Pedro Florimon to the plate. First pitch, strike on the outside corner. Paused by the right-hander. Florimon batting left-handed. Takes off the outside corner. 1-1. Had a home run back in the 2nd inning. And now Karinchak wants the signs again. He's got what he wants from Navarro, who sets up over the outside corner. The pitch is swung on and missed. And it's 1-2. Another potential run at second base. Karinchak 1 strikeout away from ending this inning with 3 in a row. Gets a foul to the screen. Through the curveball that time. Looking ahead to the Clippers' 7th, it is 9-1-2 due up. So Columbus has out-hit the Stripers 10-6. Gwinnett has been the recipient of 4 walks and a Clippers error. They have cashed in with long balls, whereas the Clippers have gotten their runs in drips and drabs. The 1-2 in the dirt, well blocked by Navarro to keep it in front. The Clippers scored a run in the 3rd. It took them 3 hits to do it. They scored a run in the 4th. It took them 3 hits to do it. They got a solo home run from Ka'ai Tom in the 3rd inning. Wilson walked only one batter. Got a double play to wipe him off. The count is 2-2. The sign is set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball down and in, full count. They're ringing their bells here at Huntington Park. Karen Shack has his sign and fires. Curveball swung on and missed, strike three. Karen Shack pumped as he heads off the field. A leadoff walk comes to nothing for the Gwinnett Stripers. Stretch time at Huntington Park with the Clippers down 4-3. Bottom seven, Clippers need a run to tie, 2 to go ahead. Trying to close out the Gwinnett Stripers. 9-1 and 2 due up for Columbus. Connor Maribel is 1 for 2 on the night, strikeout and a single. Had a 2-run home run yesterday. Clippers have gone down in order only one time tonight, but they have also not scored more than 1 run in an inning. New pitcher on, and it is Tyler Matzik. Left-hander. First pitch, breaking ball, swung on and missed. Matzik, 6'3", 230-pounder out of Mission Viejo, California. Misses low and away. Blanked the Clippers over an inning and 2/3 in his first appearance in this postseason. Struck out 2. And again, the Stripers have 4 left-handed relievers in their bullpen to try and counteract the Clippers' heavily left-handed batting order. The 1-1. Off the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Next offering is way outside, 3-1. Maribel waits. Matzik holds, now deals. And a swing and a foul ball back to the screen will fill the count. The Clippers have had the leadoff man aboard in 6 of the 7 previous innings. They went 1-2-3 in the 5th. Other than that, the leadoff man has been aboard, and they've scored him 3 times. The payoff. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. A 94-mile-an-hour fastball that was probably high, but close enough for Maribel to take a rip. Now, Matzik missed his spot there because John Ryan Murphy was set up low and away. See if they go back to the breaking ball here. Again, the payoff. And it's slashed foul down the left field line and out of play. Infield plays him to pull, outfield the opposite way. Again, the 3-2. Hit on the ground to first base. That'll kick foul. It was the breaking ball that time, and Maribel was just out in front. Maribel battling here. This is going to be at least a 9-pitch at bat. Here comes number 9. And it's hit high in the air down the left field line. Looks like it's playable. Lamar and Florimone both over. It's the Florimone, third baseman Florimone to make the catch in foul territory. A lengthy at bat, but the battle is won by the pitcher Matzik. And now we go back to the top of the order for Ka'ai Tom. Well, Scott mentioned it earlier. The Clippers' best opportunity for a really big inning came in the 4th. Double, single, single. Start of the inning, scored a run. Then a strikeout and another single. Loaded the bases for this guy, Ka'ai Tom. He hit into a double play. And that, I'm sure, was a disappointment to him and the Clippers at the time. But he's 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a homer. Swings at the first pitch here and fouls it away. So it's hard to begrudge him when he has been the top offensive performer for the Clippers in these postseason games, batting .438. That's the old saying, timing is everything. If the home run came in the 4th inning instead of the 3rd, the Clippers would be ahead right now. But if ifs and buts were candy nuts, Halloween would be every day. Takes the pitch out of the zone, 1-1. Tom's done the job at the plate. He's played a very good left field for the Clippers as well over these playoff games. 1 out, base is empty. The pitch to him. Swung on and missed. A breaking ball out of the zone. One, 2 the count. Game 4 of this best-of-5 semifinal series. Second round opponent for one of these two teams is all but set. 1-2 pitch is in the dirt, 2-2. Durham has scored another 2 runs just to add insult to injury in the top of the 9th inning, and they lead 13-2 against Scranton Wilkes-Barre, trying to put the finishing touches on a 3-game sweep against the Rail Riders, who have just been decimated since September 1st by the New York Yankees. Call-ups, trades of one of their, if not best hitter, one of their best hitters, and a trade of one of their top relief pitchers. 2-2. Hit into left center field. I tell you what, Ka'ai Tom is something else. He's rounding first, heading for second. He'll be in with a 1-out double. Represents the tying run. He's in scoring position. Here's Andrew Velasquez, 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Velasquez turns around to bat right-handed. The pitch. Inside. Velasquez had a home run at Coolray Field to put the finishing touches on a Clippers Game 2 victory. That came as a left-handed batter. Long ball here would put the Clippers back on top. It has been a seesaw battle today. The pitch. Fastball called a strike. Bradley Zimmer in the on-deck circle. Clippers' pen is quiet. 1-1 is an inside-out swing and a foul ball back to the screen, 1-2. That means James Karinchak is slated to throw the 8th inning as well, or at least to begin it. Karinchak has been a high pitch per batter pitcher this year. And, of course, that comes part and parcel of being a high strikeout pitcher. Matzik has thrown 17. Here comes his 1-2 pitch. And it's a breaking ball, fouled back to the backstop. Keeps the count 1-2. Velasquez acquired from the Durham Bulls / Tampa Bay Rays organization. He played for both teams during the year and was actually on the injured list with a hamstring strain at the time of the trade. Got healthy, got in the lineup, and re-injured that hamstring in a game in Charlotte. Activated just before the end of the regular season. Awaits the 1-2. Here it comes. And it's a swing and a miss. A fastball at 96 for strike 3. 2 down now for Bradley Zimmer. Well, Zimmer's due. Just 2 for 16 in the playoffs so far for Zimmer. You know he's got home run pop. Now would be a great time. That wind that was blowing out strong to right center field in the top of this 7th inning has slowed considerably, blowing more towards straightaway now. Clippers down 4-3. Stripers trying to even this series and force a Game 5 tomorrow. The pitch. Fastball bashed to center field. Pache makes the catch on the run. It was not a certain thing as he came careening in to make the catch on the bullet line drive, but that catch keeps the Clippers off the board and keeps the Stripers in the lead. It's 4-3. We go to the 8th after this, and Scott has the call.
Bradley Zimmer hit one on the screws, but right to center field for the 3rd out in the 7th. Clippers left the potential tying run standing at second base. So here in the 8th, it's Kazmar, Blanco, and Pache. It's going to be 5, 6, and 7. James Karinchak does stay in this game to pitch, although as soon as he starts the inning, activity begins in the Columbus bullpen. First pitch to Kazmar is taken for ball 1. 1 for 3 tonight for the Gwinnett first baseman. Has singled and has twice grounded out. Here's the offering. It's a breaking ball low. 2 balls, no strikes. John Edwards is the guy throwing in the Columbus bullpen. The pause, and here's the pitch. Another breaking ball, another one in the dirt, 3-0. Clippers have left 6 runners stranded tonight. Gwinnett has stranded 6 as well. Karinchak with the 3-0, and it's inside, ball 4. That's a leadoff walk. Kazmar is on board, and once again, Gwinnett has a base runner. They've had a base runner in every single inning tonight with the exception of the first. Clippers have had a base runner in every inning except for the 5th. And the inning that really sticks in your craw is the 4th. It was bases loaded, 1 out with 1 run already in. Top of the order at the plate. And a 4-6-3 double play took the Clippers out of it. Andres Blanco, 1 for 3 tonight. Karinchak's fastball is outside. That's ball 1. Edwards still loosening in the pin. In the bottom of the 8th for Tony Mansolino's team, Bradley, Mathias, and Johnson, 4, 5, and 6 due up. Karinchak steps off the rubber and wants Navarro to go through the signs again. Now he's ready. Here's the 1-0. This one is flared into left center. That'll get down for a base hit. And the Stripers are in business here with 2 on base, nobody out in the 8th. Christian Pache is next. Here comes Rigo Beltran out of the Columbus dugout. The entire infield in on this discussion. So a walk and then a single for the Stripers to begin the 8th. Hey, Clippers fans, you can get a free on-your-side review from Nationwide. A local agent will work with you so you can get customized coverage that meets your needs and your budget. Nationwide is on your side. Here's Christian Pache. He is 2 for 3 tonight, a pair of doubles. Grounded out in the 4th inning, but drove in an RBI with that ground ball. First pitch fastball from Karinchak is a strike at the knees, 95 miles per hour with the heater. Karinchak toe tapping as he does, has the sign. A check of the runner at second base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. John Ryan Murphy is on deck for Gwinnett. Damon Berryhill's club, a 10-6 win last night to avoid the sweep. And now they lead tonight 4-3 in the 8th inning. Curveball strike from Karinchak, and that'll get him ahead in the count at 1-2. This is the bottom third of the order for the Stripers, but they've been on base plenty tonight. 2 hits, 2 walks from that threesome. $11 hits for Columbus, 7 for Gwinnett. Kazmar the runner at second, Blanco at first. 1-2 pitch. There's a tapper hit on the ground up the third base line. Karinchak will watch it roll to a stop in fair territory. About 15, maybe 20 feet from home plate. It's an infield single for the Stripers. They've loaded the bases with nobody out. And now John Ryan Murphy is coming up. He's 0 for 1 with a pair of walks.
Well, I guess the silver lining here is if there's one guy in all of minor league baseball you want on the hill with the bases loaded and nobody out, it's a guy that strikes them out more often than anybody.
The strikeout comes in pretty handy in these situations.
You almost have to have it.
In a 1-run game.
I mean, 1 hopper right back to the mound would be best.
Can't afford to let Gwinnett add to this lead down the stretch. Check swing on a ball in the dirt. They appeal to first, but he did not go. Here's the set. Infield is in. The pitch. Curveball strike. One and one the count to John Ryan Murphy. He homered yesterday. in Game 3 of this series. Just missing here. The crowd thought it was a strike. They don't get the call, and Chris Graham, the plate umpire, has forced some frustration out of this playoff crowd a few times this year. And tonight has been no exception. 2-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Fastball at 96 to the outside part of the plate. That'll even the count at 2 apiece, so here's Karinchak's opportunity to get that strikeout. You get a strikeout here, you back the infield up and play for a double play ball as well, which will give you a chance to get out of this inning with no runs allowed. But first things first, the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch from Karinchak to John Ryan Murphy. There it is, strike 3. Got him with a fastball, outer half, belt high. I don't know what John Ryan Murphy was looking for, but apparently it wasn't the fastball. And there's one away. And now here comes Tony Mansolino to make a pitching change with John Edwards ready to go in the bullpen. So it'll be up to Edwards to try and get the rest of the way through this thing. It's the top of the 8th. It's 4-3, Gwinnett with the lead. It's Game 4 in this best-of-5 series, and the Stripers are trying desperately to force a 5th game. It's a Preferred Wireless, PW Stores, call to the bullpen, Sprint, retailer, pwstores.com, their website. We're back to the ballpark after this. John Edwards is summoned from the bullpen. And for the right-hander, Edwards, he needs a strikeout or a double play ground ball, something of that nature with the bases loaded. Edwards, during the postseason, has pitched in just one game, one scoreless inning against the Stripers. Made 41 regular season appearances, had a 6-1 record, a 4.22 ERA. Luis Marte, the 9-hitter, is the batter for Gwinnett. It's Kazmar at third, Blanco at second. And Pache over at first. A strikeout of Murphy got the first out of the inning. And the first offering from Edwards is tall, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Curveball swung on and missed. Good looking breaking stuff there from the Columbus reliever. One pitch is swung on and missed. So Edwards comes back with a fastball away. He gets ahead in the count, 1-2. Edwards deals. Swing and a miss. Fastball 95. John Edwards dialing it up. And now, believe it or not, all he has to do is retire Drew Waters, and Gwinnett would not score in this inning despite a walk and back-to-back singles that loaded the bases. Edwards, right arm dangling at his side. He deals the first pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball. Shallow left. Out is the shortstop. Velasquez makes the catch. And the Clippers get out of the inning. And they do not allow the Stripers to grow the lead. Gwinnett leaves the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Gwinnett 4, Columbus 3. So it's 4-3 Gwinnett as we go to the bottom of the 8th. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Columbus here. Bradley, Matthias, and Johnson. Bobby Bradley to get it started here. 1 for 3, RBI single in the first. Good time for another home run from the assassin. Bradley, 33 in the regular season. He blasted one out of here last night, his first homer of the postseason. Matzik, the left-hander, deals, and this one is down low for a ball, 2-0. It's a final in Scranton. 17-2, Durham wins. They sweep the series, so the winner of this series meets the Durham Bulls. There's a called strike that was not a strike, and Bobby Bradley can't believe it, and he's got some words for Chris Graham. And I don't blame him. Chris Graham's strike zone has been tight tonight on a couple of Clippers pitchers that really needed strike calls, and then he calls that a strike. So it's now 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Way outside. Better make sure he calls it a ball. Matzik kicks at the dirt a little bit in front of the pitching rubber. Three and one the count. And the offering. Called strike. And Bradley thought it was ball 4. He dropped the bat to his side, started to bend down to undo the shin guard. It looked inside.
Well, that's not going to endear him to the home plate umpire at all, but that's 2 pitches now that have been a strike all night.
Right. Against the Clippers' most dangerous power hitter. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout of Bradley, and there's one down. Came back with a breaking ball, and Bradley's got some words, and he's been thrown out. And so Chris Graham throws Bobby Bradley out after missing 2 calls that leads to the Columbus first baseman going down on strikes. Tony Mansolino is going to come down and have a word for Graham. Throwing a guy out of a playoff game after you missed 2 calls that completely changed the at-bat. And oh, by the way, his strike zone's been bad tonight and costs the Clippers starter 15 or 20 pitches. So Tony Mansolino will take up the fight here with Chris Graham.
I mean, in a vacuum, Bobby showed him up a little bit, and during the regular season, if that happens over the course of a normal game, you wouldn't be surprised to see a guy get run. But that's a situation where you're punishing a guy for your own mistakes.
Mansolino still talking with Graham. Pretty calm at this point, the Columbus skipper. Now we'll turn and head back towards the third base coach's box, and this Columbus crowd will let Graham hear about it.
Well, and if you ask Bobby in a moment after he's had some time to think about things, he'll probably tell you, I can't get thrown out of the game right there, because this game isn't over. It's a 1-run game, and the Clippers may well need him.
Mark Matthias to the plate. Matthias 2 for 3. Couple of hits tonight coming in the form of a double in the 4th and a single in the 6th. And he swings and fouls this one away. Well, as Bradley is walking away, he's jawing. He didn't turn and confront Graham. He didn't even turn and face him at any point. He's walking away. Graham put his hand up as if to say that's enough. Bobby wouldn't have seen that, walking the other direction. Breaking ball low on the 0-1 pitch, and it's now a 1-1 count for the Columbus third baseman, Matthias. Daniel Johnson waits on deck.
Well, we say it all the time, if the strike zone's consistent, you're not going to get too much carping. But it was definitely a change on those 2 pitches.
1-1 pitch, swung on, lined into center field. Mathias a base hit. Into left center, Mark Mathias, his third hit of this game. And he'll represent the tying run. So here comes DJ Johnson. Walked in the second, an RBI single in the fourth.
My guess is we see either Adam Rosales or maybe even possibly Ryan Lavarnway at first base in the top of the ninth inning.
For Gwinnett, it's Lamar, Lopez, and Florimone. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Stripers. Here's a breaking ball strike to Johnson. 0-1 the count. Mathias gets his lead. Matzik 30 pitches into this relief outing. There is activity in their bullpen. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt, blocked by Murphy. Make it 1-1. So the Durham Bulls know they've got a couple of days off after sweeping their series. Governor's Cup finals begin on Tuesday. And the winner of this series will be the host in games 1 and 2, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Durham will continue on the road. They just don't know where yet. Johnson swings, and it's a high bounder to second. The only play for Marte will be to get Johnson at first. They do. Mathias to second. 2 down for Ernie Clement. Clement tonight has
acts
one
like
hit.
There's going to be a pitching change here. There he is. The entire infield started coming into the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, Berryhill, I think, was just checking to make sure
Looks
the
like
bullpen
Jason
was
Creasy
ready
down there.
Yeah, and so we will get a preferred wireless sprint call to the bullpen here in the bottom of the 8th with Ernie Clement coming to bat. It's 4-3 Gwinnett in Game 4 of this best-of-5 series. The Stripers trying to force one more game tomorrow afternoon. We'll be back to the ballpark after this. Jason Creasy is the new Gwinnett pitcher, and he'll be on to face Ernie Clement. Creasy 3-1 with a 5.59 ERA in the regular season, a 2.59 batting average against. It's his first appearance in the postseason, Creasy. And he's on to try and get the third out here of the 8th inning. Clippers have not scored since the 4th. They got 1 in the first, 1 in the third, and 1 in the 4th. But nothing since then. Gwinnett a 2-run homer in the 5th off the bat of Jack Lopez. And so that's why Gwinnett leads this game. The runner on second is Mark Mathias. A base hit from Clement could tie this game. Here's the set by Creasy in the pitch. And Clement takes low, ball 1. The pause again. The right-hander deals. Fastball outside at 95 on the radar gun. Pepsi pitch speed of the night. Track the speed of every pitch here at Huntington Park up on the scoreboard, courtesy of Pepsi. Creasy with the 2-0, and Clement looks at a strike. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. If Clement reaches, Deoner Navarro is on deck. Gwinnett 4, Columbus 3, Game 4 of this series. Here's the 2-1. Down and away, 3-1. The set and the pitch. Called strike. The count is full. Chance of Ernie going up here at Huntington Park. Clement waits. Creasy sets and deals. 3-2 pitch. Hit down the right field line and deep. Waters chasing over towards foul territory, and it's going to be a foul ball that hits off the top of the padded wall down near the seats in Section 1. Drew Waters went leaping up against the wall trying to make the play, and he couldn't get the baseball. He found the wall, though. Waters is okay. Still a full count. Ernie Clement, 1 for 3 tonight, levels the bat. Righty pitcher, righty batter, and Creasy's pitch is swung on and lined foul back against the net. So the battle continues. Matthias gets his lead. Realizing he needs to be scooting here for a base hit to score him. Here we go. Creasy again, the 3-2 pitch. And Clement fights this one foul. High into the air and off to the right, out of Huntington Park. Once again, Ernie, the chance. Here comes the payoff pitch. Into the dirt, ball 4. Clement draws a walk, and the inning continues for Deonor Navarro. I'll tell you what, with the crowds being what they've been here compared to the crowds in Gwinnett, first 2 games of the series, even if the Stripers are in the 9th inning closing this game out, you figure it might be tough to get those final few outs just because of the atmosphere here as much as anything else. We've seen it in the past. This Columbus crowd making a difference in the playoffs. Deonor Navarro, 1 for 3 tonight. He's had a good postseason so far. First pitch, breaking ball almost hit him up and in. Navarro had a 2-hit game in his first postseason appearance, 1 more hit tonight. For the regular season, he batted just .211 with only 1 home run, 11 RBIs. 2 on, 2 outs, bottom 8. Clippers down a run. The pitch. Another breaking ball, low and inside. It's 2-0. If Navarro reaches, Connor Maribel is up next. The pitch. Fastball well high. Creasy missing on a couple of breaking balls, and then that time way upstairs with a fastball, and maybe some frustration shown from Jason Creasy. Let's see if Navarro's taking all the way on 3-0. Nobody has a red light on 3-0 on this Columbus team. So everybody could swing the bat. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That's high. That's ball 4, and that means the bases are loaded. Clippers left them loaded back in the 4th. Let's see if they can cash in here. Connor Maribel to the plate. And very quickly, Damon Berryhill will get some activity going in the bullpen. And out to the mound goes the catcher, John Ryan Murphy. We will get a visit to the hill from the pitching coach. So the inning started with Bobby Bradley striking out and then getting thrown out of the game. Mark Mathias singled. Daniel Johnson grounded out. Daniel Johnson, after the ground out, led to Ernie Clement, who walked, and then now Deonor Navarro has walked.
Now winning the designated hitter number 24, Connor Maribel.
Meeting at the mound is over, and here's Maribel. 1 for 3 tonight, a single in the fourth. He has struck out and popped foul to the third baseman as well. Now a base hit could give Columbus the lead. First pitch, breaking ball high. Creasy can't throw strikes. The pause. The 1-0. Maribel's taking, and that's a strike at the knees. Creasy able to even the count at 1-1. It's a good take by Maribel. Make him throw a strike at some point. Now be ready to hit. Mathias at third, representing the tying run. Clement at second, the go-ahead run. Navarro over at first. And Maribel fouls this one off to the left. 1-2. Creasy has the sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's swung on and ripped down to the left field corner, but well foul. Bottom of the eighth, Clippers down 4-3. Creasy ready. Chance of Connor going up now at the ballpark. The pitch swung on, line down the left field line, fair ball. That'll score Mathias. It'll score Clement. Around is Navarro. He'll hold at third. Connor Maribel with a 2-run double. And the Clippers have retaken the lead here in the eighth inning. It's 5-4. And it might be that swing of the bat from Maribel that punches the Clippers' ticket to the Governor's Cup Finals. What a piece of hitting from the number 9 hitter. The DH tonight, Maribel, shooting it to the left field corner. And that'll do it for Creasy. Here comes a preferred wireless sprint call to the bullpen. Connor Maribel, trying to be the hero, goes opposite field. Slicing one into the corner that got down and rolled towards the 325 sign. Boy, did the Clippers need that. 5-4 Columbus. We're coming back right after this. Connor Maribel's 2-run double into the left field corner has put the Clippers 3 outs away from heading to the championship series. They have a chance to add to that lead first, though. Kai Tom is set to bat. And the new pitcher for Gwinnett will be a left-hander.
It's going to be Caleb Thielbar out there.
It will be Thielbar, the 32-year-old from Northfield, Minnesota, acquired in a trade from the Tigers at the end of August.
Yeah, only one game for Gwinnett, 50 games for Toledo.
He'll face Kai Tom. Tom has 3 hits tonight. He's a triple away from the cycle. Single in the first, homer in the third, double in the 7th. He bounced into a double play in the 4th inning, which took the Clippers out of a bases-loaded 1-out threat. But they've made up for it here with timely hitting from Maribel in the 8th inning. The 1-0. Oh, Tom with a big cut. He was trying to leave the yard with that. Forget the cycle. Let's just hit it over the fence. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, for Jason Creasy, this one's going to stick in his mind for a while. He was brought on to get the final out of the inning and just could not find the feel of the baseball.
The pitch. Curveball, low and inside. See, now I'm a little gun-shy with Chris Graham. I'm afraid to call the pitch until I make sure.
You got to make sure it settles first.
But if he would have called that a strike, there would have been a riot at Huntington Park. Navarro at third, Maribel at second. And time is called. Tom steps out of the box.
We'd really feel a whole lot better about this with a base hit right here that brings home a couple.
Here's the pause. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Ooh, called strike on the outside corner. And so Thielbar will even the count at 2-2.
Big slow bender in at 69 miles per hour.
For Gwinnett in the 9th inning, we're looking at Lamar, Lopez, and Florimone, 2, 3, and 4, the heart of their order to face John Edwards, who is in the dugout right now, waiting to come back out and finish what he started. 2-2 fastball, swing and a miss. Tom is out, Clippers are out, but they get a 2-run double from Connor Maribel. And we go to the 9th inning. Columbus on the doorstep of playing for the Governor's Cup. It's 5-4 Clippers. We go to the 9th inning at Huntington Park, and John Edwards is on the hill. It's 5-4 Columbus. This broadcast, a copyright presentation of the Columbus Clippers, the International League, and the National Association of Professional Baseball Leagues Incorporated. All rights are reserved. Ryan Lamar to lead off for Gwinnett. Lamar, Lopez, Florimone. Ryan Lamar tonight is 0 for 3 with a walk. John Edwards is on the hill, but Tony Mansolino has the Columbus bullpen working already. First pitch, off speed, strike 1. As it floats to the outside part of the plate, Edwards is ahead in the count. Ready again, Edwards. Deep breath, set, and pitch. Curveball, that'll be low, make it 1-1. So for the Clippers, Josh Smith is the guy down in the bullpen, loosening. He's been outstanding. And you've got that left-hander in your hip pocket now if you're Rigo Beltran, the pitching coach, thinking about when you might need to go to him. Here's a tapper out towards the mound. Edwards off of the hill to field it, makes the throw. There's one out. John Edwards fields his position well, and no exception there on a tapper off to the third base side. Sets his feet, makes a great throw to the new first baseman, Adam Rosales. He's into the game to replace Bobby Bradley, who was thrown out after arguing following the strikeout last inning. Here's Jack Lopez, has a 2-run homer on his resume tonight. Back in the 5th inning, that's what gave Gwinnett the lead, a lead they held from the 5th until the 8th. Lopez waits, Edwards pitches, and it's a wild one into the dirt and all the way back to the screen. It's 1-0. Columbus won the first 2 games of this series at Coolray Field, winning 5-4 and 7-3. Last night, the Stripers avoided the sweep with a 10-6 win. And now it's the Clippers that have rallied in the 8th inning, trying to close it out in the 9th. 1-0 pitch into the dirt. 2-0 to Jack Lopez. If Columbus wins, they open the Governor's Cup Championship Series right here at Huntington Park on Tuesday night against the Durham Bulls. If Gwinnett comes back and wins this thing, we're back tomorrow afternoon for a decisive Game 5. Edwards, right arm dangling at his side. Navarro flashes the signs. Edwards is upright, pauses, deals the 2-0. Breaking ball strike right down the middle. So it's 2-1. Again, Edwards is ready. Sets, kicks, fires. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, chopped towards third base. Mathias charging, throws on the run, and they got him. Just in time to cut down Jack Lopez. A great play at the hot corner from Mathias. And now the Clippers are 1 out away.
They are ringing their bells here at Huntington Park. They're on their feet. Clippers are going to go to the bullpen once more and call upon Josh Smith to try and slam the door.
Yep, here comes Tony Mansolino. He says, give me the left-hander to get the final out. He'll face Pedro Florimon, the switch hitter. They'll turn Florimon around and make him bat from the right side. We'll step away. It is 5-4 Columbus. It's a preferred wireless sprint call to the bullpen from here at Huntington Park. Two outs in the 9th inning, and Columbus goes to its tough left-hander Josh Smith. He's on to face Pedro Florimon in a 5-4 game. A 2-run double into the left field corner from Connor Maribel in the 8th has put the Clippers on the brink of winning this series. And Smith is ready. Here comes Florimon to the plate. Pedro Florimon tonight has homered. A solo shot to lead off in the 2nd inning, but since then has struck out 3 times. Nobody's left, as you might imagine, here in Columbus. Waiting for out number 27 and a celebration as the Clippers try to win this semifinal series in 4 games. Smith is ready. Here's the first pitch, and it's just outside. Ball 1 to Florimon. Offset stance from Smith. He's ready. He pitches the 1-0. Hit on the ground. That's going to get through. That's a base hit. Through the right side. Florimon with his 2nd hit of the game. And it'll extend this game for Sean Kazmar, who's been a mainstay for Gwinnett every season since 2013. So it's fitting that the guy that has played in more Gwinnett Braves/Stripers games than anybody walking the earth is the guy that comes up with their season hanging in the balance.
Well, you go to the left-hander there, Smith, to turn Florimon around. His power is from the left side, even though he does come through with a base hit.
Here's the first pitch for Kazmar, and that's just a bit up. Ball 1. If Kazmar reaches, Andres Blanco is next. He's a switch hitter, so he'd be around to bat right-handed. We mentioned earlier, Damon Berryhill's club has 3 switch hitters, and everybody else is a right-handed hitter. Smith deals the 1-0, and it's lined into center field. Zimmer starts in, now hesitates, now dives. Did he make the catch? No! He trapped it. He did not make the catch in center field. It fooled Bradley Zimmer. Kazmar with a single, and all the way around to third base goes Florimon.
And Zimmer is protesting, saying he caught it.
And what's interesting is the second base umpire, Charlie Ramos, who's closest to the play, did not make a call. He turned and looked at the first base umpire, Adam Beck, who's the one that made the safe signal, indicating that there was no catch. Boy, Zimmer was fooled by this ball, which was hit right at him. He started in, then back, then in again. Went diving onto that center field grass.
Very difficult to tell from the
Trying to
camera angle we've got.
Yeah, the replay can't tell. Zimmer thought for sure he caught it. Maybe he's just pleading his case. Even if he didn't catch it, you act like you did in that situation. Andres Blanco is the batter.
Well, and again, you've got that situation where it's a line drive directly at the fielder. Sometimes it's tough to read, and the hesitation cost him.
Blanco looks at ball one. He's got 2 hits tonight. Pair of singles in the 4th and again in the 8th. Has also grounded out and struck out. Smith deals. Blanco swings and fights it foul out of play. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Yeah, you could tell right off the bat that Zimmer was unsure on that ball. Came in a step or so, then actually backed up before charging in and diving. Unable to make the catch, apparently, and this game continues, and Gwinnett has the tying run 90 feet away in the form of Florimone. 1-1 pitch, and a breaking ball that's swung on, fouled away, and now the Clippers are 1 strike away. Champions of the West Division against the champions of the South. Clippers took the first 2 games on the road, lost last night, now trying to seal the deal. Navarro sets the sign. Smith lets it go. The 1-2 pitch, and it's ripped foul down the right field side and up onto the roof.
What an atmosphere here at Huntington Park tonight. You don't see this much in minor league baseball in the playoffs.
Infield straight up. Outfield pretty much straight away. Smith the sign. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss! Ring your bells, Columbus, because the Clippers will once again play for the Governor's Cup Championship. They hold on and defeat Gwinnett 5-4 in Game 4 of this best-of-5 series. Tony Mansolino's squad has advanced. Josh Smith gets a strikeout of Andres Blanco, and the Clippers will win it tonight 5-4 and win the series 3-1.